welcome Howie at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. This man needs absolutely no introduction to anyone in this room.
I'll take it.
Howie Dorough, Backstreet Boys solo artist and one of our favorite all-time guests. Howie Dorough, welcome back to Whitley Pop.
Thank you, girls. Good to see you again. Thank you for all the support. I think last time we caught up was at my restaurant. Yeah. And then I think I've seen a couple times in the audience here and there.
Oh,
These are the biggest supporter of Put Your Finger in the Air.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay, so Howie, you're back at the Sphere for yet another Backstreet Boys summary. We're now in weekend 2. How are you feeling? Like, talk us through the emotions. Summer 2 at the Sphere.
It's exciting to be back. I mean, I honestly can't believe we got another 21 more shows. It's when we talked about this a year and a half ago. We thought we'd get maybe 3-6 shows, and then I think before the tickets went completely up on sale because of the algorithms, I think they did like 9 shows, and the next thing it was like 16 shows, then 21. We're like, wow, this is really catching on. And then, like AJ said, I think he told you guys to wear white the first weekend, and it's been happening every single weekend. So it's honestly so cool. It's almost feels like we're turning into a cult together kind of a thing. So, but it's it's been really, really cool. Getting back into it this round here. Thank God we had a couple one-offs in between, because February to July is a long time for Backstreet Boys to not perform a show and expect to remember all that choreography. So thank God we had a couple one-offs that helped us. I unfortunately last Saturday did a little number on my knee and kind of did a little jolting of it. So I'm kind of still recovering a little bit. But it's one of those kind of things that, there's 5 of us up on stage, and hopefully, I know, well, not hopefully, because I don't appreciate when they steal attention away from me, but it's okay when they steer a little bit, because right now, if you see Howie a little bit of a wobble there, you probably know what's going on.
We won't even notice, I'm sure of it. Let's go back to the first weekend, though, opening weekend last July. All of you were visibly emotional during that first show. And just to be clear, we were all emotional, too. What was going through your mind the first time that you popped up on that stage a year ago?
A year ago. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Opening weekend. Yeah. Okay. I think we're talking about this weekend here. I was like, we were probably emotional, feeling like, oh, my God, this pain of doing this. No, but a year ago, yeah. No, I think it's because I know myself personally, when we talked about doing Sphere, it wasn't the original plan for this run that we just did here of the Into Millennium. Original plan was to try to do the recreation of the Millennium show back in the Sphere, and I mean back in the round and everything. But like I was talking to you guys earlier about communication, we always try to listen to each other. And Kevin came to us and said, guys, I'm supportive of whatever we do. He says, but I have to be honest with you. He says, it's my son's senior year, and I would be really probably sad here and there on the run if I had to be away from him for a whole year while he's last year. And we said, bro, we got you. And so indirectly, we were kind of thinking, well, how can we still get the celebration of the 25th anniversary out? And there's talks all around everything. And then I think even Kevin said, what about going back to Vegas? And I remember going, we were just in Vegas. Oh, that's going to be, good timing. And then where would we go if we went back to Vegas? And so I said, okay, well, if we, give a shot out, let's probably, maybe have a good chance to get back to Planet Hollywood or maybe the Park MGM. And I'll never forget, our management said, we're going for Sphere. And I was like, good luck with that one. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. That's for like the Eagles, U2, like those legendary artists. And to my surprise, when they came back and said there was interest, I was just like blown away. And so that first weekend of seeing you guys all coming out and seeing everybody, like we were talking earlier, all in white, I mean, it's hard not to get emotional and to feel the love that's in that room every night that you guys bring us. So it just never gets old.
And now 30 years in, you guys are still making history. The Backstreet Boys are credited with boosting the Las Vegas tourism and economy during like the otherwise kind of slow period. What was that feat to you to see the power of the Backstreet Boys and the Backstreet Boys Army in full force?
I mean, you guys still coming out strong, all right? Like when you said that, we've heard that. We've actually heard some of the people from like the Venetian Hotel, which I love that you guys picked that place and you're all in white. I mean, if anybody goes to that hotel, they know that there's a Backstreet concert happening that weekend because you guys are representing. And the pop-up, which I'm very proud of, that you guys are checking out the history of the Backstreet Boys over the years. You haven't had a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. We've recreated TRL. We've recreated like the trip around the world with there's a bunch of memorabilia and the Millennium Tour. But yeah, I mean, it's very flattering to hear from Vegas, the industry that we have, keep the economy going here. To me, it doesn't seem like Vegas is slowing down ever. But they said, I guess there was a little bit of slow, and I guess you guys have really helped boost the economy here. I think Sphere is very grateful for it. I think Sphere is very grateful that you guys also like to consume adult beverages. I think because they are very happy with the adult beverage sales, I guess we're bringing to the table. So hopefully they'll want to keep on having us.
Love that answer. Now, Howie, tell us, do you have a personal favorite part of the show at Sphere?
Besides the bow, no, just joking. Just joking. That was bad.
Our least favorite.
That was bad. That
It's
was
over.
bad. Sorry. Like, oh, we know how he's doing at the very end, what he's thinking. No. I mean, the very beginning is that pop up is just exhilarating. The energy that you feel. But going up on the little whatever hickey jigger you want to call it, that what's that word?
Giant disc.
Yes, the giant CD, I guess. Platform. Thank you. I'm still learning English along with Spanish. But yeah, going up on that thing is pretty cool. To see you guys. I wish I could be in the audience to see what it looks like. I mean, honestly, for the show, I wish I could like clone myself one night. I almost thought of sending my brother in because he looks a lot like me, and just like see if you guys could, if I could get away with him performing one night for me, so I could sit in the audience and watch it. But he doesn't know the dancing, so that's not gonna work out.
But
yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about the set list, specifically Siberia.
Wake it on.
Thank you.
Yep.
This song has been in our top, Mary and my top Backstreet Boys songs forever. It felt like a dream when we heard those chords starting to play in Sphere. It wasn't a single, so tell us, how did it make the cut to be on the set list?
Siberia is probably one of the top 5 songs of the Backstreet Boys if we had to all vote on one of our favorites. It's just that song is, I don't know, it just has such emotion. It's very thematic. And when we were talking with the director of the show, Baz Halpin, who is just an amazing director, he's helping us as well with the not Vegas, but with the Germany show, and he's just legendary. He did Taylor Swift's last big tour that she did. He's worked with Usher, I think, the Eagles at the Sphere, so he's really on top of his game. So when he came together with the idea of making the Backstreet Boys Mount Rushmore,
Yes.
I was like, okay, let's see how this works out. But they had some great makeup artists. I mean, the people who did the makeup for us were like people who did like Lord of the Rings and all these like big like theatrical movie makeup artists. So it was cool. It's cool to, I think it's just, I even have friends that are just become recent, like Backstreet fans, some dudes, and they're like, dude, that's Siberia's song. It's like, there's something about that song. It's just very catching. So it's we wanted to sprinkle in a little extra, besides the Millennium record, because, we just wanted to make it a little personal for you guys. So I'm glad to hear that you guys like that song.
We love that song. Is there a song that didn't make the cut that you wish you could have kept on the set list for Sphere?
Oh man, there's so many. And it was tough because we were like, okay, we're, there's only so many medleys we can make before you guys are like, all right, come on, where's the whole song, I would have liked to had In a World Like This, I think. I think that would have been nice to have had in the set. But like I say, it was just tough. To try to get that show to be entertaining enough for you guys. Like I said, we would love to have, added in, bottled up and stuff like that. But just once that show was created, there was a lot of work going into that. And I know a lot of people keep on saying, oh, are you going to add it? Are you going to add it? And so I think we're going to save that for another future show for you guys coming up soon. Maybe.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about your new single, Coqui. I know we've talked about it again, but we want to get the 411. Tell us the inspiration behind the song. I know you talked about it. We need it for the pod.
So the inspiration behind Coqui was after, I can't remember if it was which song it was of the Backstreet repertoire that I translated in Spanish, but we were experimenting with a little bit of reggaeton and Afro beats. And we realized while we were recording that, when like the two other guys that were the producers and writers are like, Howie, this is like your sweet spot right here. Like your voice fits very well right here in this range, and just the laid back kind of feel to it. And so they said, they kept on challenging me on writing music. And I kept on saying no. For the longest time, I kept on saying, no, this is just going to be a project of just Backstreet songs in Spanish. And then finally, I started saying, you know what? Why not? Why am I limiting myself? Let's just, now start experimenting and see where it goes. And so, to my surprise, we wrote Coqui. And I was just like, this is a good song. This is a good song. Why should I limit myself to where the inspiration of the project started? And that's why even right now, we're not stopping it. We're still in the midst of seeing what comes next with the recording and, possibly even collaborations and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Coqui it was inspired by that. And like I said, when I was doing the writing, I said, in my writing, I wanted to write about, like my journey. Cause this is more to me than just a record. This is more of a journey for me. I've been documenting a lot of this. I've been having like friends and family and film crews around me and stuff like that. Cause I feel like I would love for you guys to eventually see this journey that I've been on so far. And I've taken my mom to Puerto Rico with me, and she actually took me around her town where she grew up in Fajardo and Rio Piedras, and just showing me like just reconnecting of what she grew up in the island. And so it's been even you'll see we've been with recording the challenges that I had on certain things, because when I grew up as a little kid, I was taught everything has to be with the R's, like kind of thing. And then I come to realize not every word in Spanish is so I had to learn how to calm that down a bit. And you'll see there was definitely some challenges that I had with certain words, and also even just the different dialect. That's sometimes like even in Puerto Rico, there's certain words that they chop off, and certain words of slang and stuff like that. So, and I wanted to be as authentic to the Puerto Rican culture. I wanted to write about Puerto Rico. I wanted to write about my connection with Puerto Rico. And so that's where Coqui, I felt like it really captures the essence, the energy, and the vibe of Puerto Rico.
And what's it like seeing this reception? Like, I don't speak Spanish, and I'm walking around like, coo, 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 like, I don't say, but I like it. It's in my head. How is that to see everybody embracing this song?
Well, like I was saying earlier, that's very flattering when you hear people who don't speak Spanish and don't know what I'm saying, but they love the song still. And that just goes to hopefully show me that we stumbled upon a little bit of magic in that song. I know, even for me, growing up not knowing Spanish, there were songs that I remember, Feliz Navidad, and, just different things that you as a kid, you didn't know what was being said, but hey, it stuck with you, kind of a thing.
So you've shared a lot in the room with everyone here at Cafecito con Howie, the experience of getting in touch with your heritage, your identity, exploring that. It sounds like a blend of vulnerability and curiosity has been a huge part of this project. What kind of work went into tapping that part of yourself as part of this process in writing this and recording this new music?
So it was definitely, I had to do some soul searching, figuring out like what what rang strong and true to me about what I wanted to write about, especially with the writing. When it came to the Backstreet songs, I really, like I said, I wanted to just go out there and just have an open canvas and just paint with a paintbrush and just see where it goes. And so that's why, we have, like I was saying a little earlier, we have some songs that have some merengue, some salsa in it. Like I said, we are working bachata as well. Excuse me. And, but it was truly about like, okay, like even when I was talking about earlier about writing this stuff that was originals, like, what am I going to say? What can I say? I mean, obviously I'm not going to be saying, okay, I'm 52 years old. I'm going to bed every night at, 9:00 at night, taking Advil before going to bed, kind of a thing. So I didn't want to sound like an old man.
Nothing wrong with that.
But, so there is a little bit, even when you see Coqui, there is a little bit of pushing the envelope on a couple of lyrics here and there. But that's because I feel like I have that still in me, the fire, the passion, I'm Latino, it's in mi sangre, and, a little sexy, why not? Doesn't hurt, even at 52 years old. But yeah, so I wanted to just do something that really rang true to me. And a lot of that is is connecting with my culture, connecting with the island, and connecting with the people. Yeah, embracing who I am as a Puerto Rican.
And thinking of your own family, how has this process, making new music, getting in touch with your heritage, your roots, has that changed the way that you're encouraging your children to embrace their heritage?
I am teaching my kids how to eat good now. They are eating some good lechon, which is an unbelievable Spanish pork dish. There's a lot of rice and beans in my house being eaten. Yeah, no, I try to. It's funny because actually my oldest one, he's now getting ready to go into his 4th year of Spanish, and he grammatically knows Spanish better than me now at this point. I can't help him anymore. If anything, he can help me. And I'm always encouraging that it's not only just looking at it on paper and talking with the teacher. It's out there, getting out, speaking to abuela, watching the news, doing things, because I know that's, to me, was the only way that when I got as close as I did as solidifying it was helpful, was talking with people and stuff like that. So my youngest one, he's just starting in elementary school to take Spanish in his 7th grade year. So hopefully he'll embrace that as well. But I mean, I can definitely tell you, I mean, they have it in their blood, especially when it comes to the food. I don't know about the dancing yet, but we're getting there.
We'll work on that. We love your merch. We're repping it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The beautiful designs with your mother on it. We need to know, what was your mom's reaction to hearing Coqui for the first time?
So, I told my mother about this project, and about a year ago when I kind of was just playing around with the idea, and when I started playing her some of the Backstreet songs, and just like rough demos of it, I played it at her house, and she was just, my mom's my biggest supporter. I mean, she's the reason why I'm here, because she not only, allowed me to have this dream, but she believed in my dream as well. It was partly her dream as well to make this come together. And so as a little kid, she did anything she could, even working extra work just to get me in voice lessons and dance lessons and acting lessons, whatever it was. And so for me to be able to do this, it's to make her proud is so gratifying. I mean, what kid doesn't want to make their parents proud? But when I finally had a chance to play her some of the final cuts, it was in my car. I every Wednesday I take my mom to adoration when I'm home. It's this little small, like, little Catholic thing where they go, if you're Catholic, they go in there for like an hour into the chapel, and they just pretty much just sit there and they just, kind of like listen to God and meditate, almost like to a point. And so every time I'm home, my tradition with my mom is to take her to that on Wednesday and take her to church on Sunday. And so on the way there on to adoration on Wednesday, I started playing this stuff in the car, and something told me, get this on tape. So I'm not tape, but on my phone. So I wanted to get her reaction, because I felt like this is something that's could be very interesting for people to see when I eventually come out with whatever we do, whether it's a documentary, whether it's a clips or whatever. I'm like, but there's something that's going to possibly come out of this. And sure enough, she started crying, and she was like, it was like happy tears. She's like, Coqui. And so it's funny. She actually was on a mission, and I'm so bummed because I have it here and I left it, I think, in the meet and greet room. But she was in Puerto Rico and she went out of her way to find me this little Coqui frog that makes it, you push it and it makes a Coqui sound. And I normally have been doing it now in the song, or the part where you hear the frog making the sound. And I forgot it at the meet and greet. But next time, if you come again, you'll see it. But she's just so proud of me and the song, and just she's always coming back home from Puerto Rico with, here's how this is a rain instrument for you to put in your next song. And she's always trying to find like instruments there from Puerto Rico to put into the music.
Let's talk about your musical legacy, both as a Backstreet Boy and as a solo artist. What do you want that legacy to be?
That's a good question. These are my Tiger Beat questions, that's for sure.
Oh.
I just hope that, when the day that I'm not here, that, hopefully our music just, carries on. Right now, seeing how much love that we're getting from so many generations and people in the entertainment industry, sports industry, proms, birthdays, weddings of our song, I Want It That Way, being played, and, people sending us videos and stuff like that of it. Look out in the audience, seeing, anywhere from 3 to 4 generations out there. Our music now is getting to little ones like that right there. I put to sleep already, but up all night with Howie Dorough for the Backstreet Boys. Now, but yeah, it's just, to me, it's, just being able to know that hopefully we put good music, that's timeless music out there, and that transcends over generations.
We love that. So you mentioned earlier about recording some Backstreet Boys songs in Spanish, and you were making them different, changing the tune and the tenor. Can you share any of those that you're working on, or give us any hints? Or
We're looking at Jen.
They would like to know like where I've gone with some of the songs. Do we want to let the cat out of the bag yet, or I gotta leave some surprises for you guys.
a hint.
I mean, there's, like I said, there's definitely some ballads that we have switched up, and because I think with experimenting with salsa merengue, you can take a lot of times stuff and make it fit even a ballad. So I'm sure you can probably guess there's a couple ballads
Okay.
that some of them are my favorites. But yeah, I mean, I think across the board, I think we have a mixture of I Want It That Way, as you guys heard, All I Have to Give. I think I've worked on As Long as You Love Me, Quit Playing Games, Spanish Eyes, Show Me the Meaning. Yeah, so so you get a little bit of an idea of the set list. I'll hold off on exactly the production to give you guys something to look forward to.
And so what can we expect next from solo Howie? Is there an album forthcoming? Is there another single lurking around the corner? Like, what is next?
Well, like I was saying earlier, while I was in Puerto Rico, which was a crazy whirlwind trip, I would think I was there for 72 hours, and we recorded 2 music videos. And then I went straight from there to Vegas to rehearse for Bottle Up and to shoot the video for, for, what was the thing that we did that weekend? Bottle Rock. But we shot the video for Bottle Up. Sorry, there you go. Too many bottles in that. Maybe I had too many bottles that night. But so anyway, so we were literally I was there for less than 24 hours in Vegas, and then jumped on a plane and went to New York, where I shot the video. I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to see this past weekend for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I did my first performance of Coqui, and which is so cool. Telemundo has come on board, and they've been so supportive. And they asked me to come out there to shoot for the World Cup entertainment. And so where was I going with this question?
What's next? You know?
Oh, what's next? See, okay. Some ginkgo below. What's next for me to take? Yes. So the next. So while I was in Puerto Rico, sorry, it's getting hot up here. Oh, here's this Jesus Cafecito. Anyway, sorry. Stop, Jay. You make me laugh up here. So we actually did shoot the music video for All I Have to Give, because at the time we felt really strong that might be my potential next single. Which we're not saying that it's not yet. I think we're just kind of leaving the door open to see what's going to come next. So that's why we, even at this point, we had a certain time frame that we wanted the album to come out. There's definitely an album in the works. But now we're kind of like even, opening that door back up and not putting, a timeline on it. So, because I feel like this record it's still taking shape, and I feel like I'm still learning while I'm making the record. We're still experimenting. And, especially in the Latin world, the love and what I've been embraced by the other entertainers and stuff like that. We're like, this might, lend itself to having some other artists on this record with me and features. And I would love nothing more than that, just to get the endorsement, the embracement from other Latin artists.
Speaking of other Latin artists, we gave you a little homework assignment before today. Because we're a Y2K nostalgia podcast, we have to talk about Latin music of the 90s and 2000s.
Okay, let's talk it.
We asked you to compile your top 5 favorite Latin bops from this era. So we just want to share with us, what is it about this music that you love? A line, a melody, anything. What pops out that makes it special to you? Your first pick was Just Another Day by John Cicada.
Yes. One of my favorite artists in the Latin world. John Cicada was a big inspiration to me to want to do a Latin project. He had English record and a Latin record, both out around the same time. I think the Just Another Day was English, and I think it was Otro Día Más was in Spanish. Yes, Si Verde. Yep. Is it verde? Si Verde. Oh, Si Verde. Si. Sin verdes. Sin verdes. No entiendo, yo no hablo español. Sin, none, none. Verte. Okay. Yes. Otro día más sin verte. Gracias. I'll have to go by Duolingo after this and translate. But yes, he just is an artist. And now I have to really go look up no more. But he, like I said, he really inspired me to do, English and Spanish. Because actually some of this record is going to be a little bit in Spanglish as well. And I think he was the first person I felt like just intertwine the two, whether it was individually the tracks or some songs, it was just a little bit in the mixing of. So yeah, he's one of my favorite artists. And I actually I got a chance to do some writing with him over the years. So on my previous attempts that I've tried making the record.
How about Livin' La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin?
Yes. Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca. Like I say, getting to have that experience of having Ricky Martin in the audition of mine literally come down from the house in Orlando. They had a little like vacation home in Bay Hill, and I had the chance to audition for the group. I think when I was like around 14 years old, and I remember the casting woman was like, "Ricky, ven aquí, come downstairs," and so he literally sat there and watched me sing "Endless Love." I chose that song. I don't know why, because I think my voice hadn't exactly hit puberty yet, so I was singing the girl part and the guy part together. But it was his favorite song, coincidentally. So he came down and watched me sing. So he's always been like, I looked at Ricky like, man, this guy's like the Latin heartthrob. I even looked up to him so much that I thought I would grow my hair out one day, which I did. But I realized that the Irish side didn't work out exactly with the Puerto Rican side. And my hair didn't look as good as his. It definitely wasn't as full. I actually years ago, it's kind of funny, and I think I gave these in the next couple of songs as well. I did a little Latin project kind of a thing on the side. It was for lupus, because I had a sister that passed away from lupus many years, and I created a foundation. And so one of my projects that I had, besides doing a charity concert every year at Orlando at the Hard Rock Live, I put this little salsa band. And I would take some of the Backstreet songs and salsize them in English at that time, though. But then I sang songs of a lot of different artists that I admired at the time. And I think these next couple of ones are even some of them. So Ricky Martin was definitely, I had to throw in Living the Vida Loca.
Bayamos, Enrique.
That's right. Enrique Iglesias. Great guy at the time. I remember it was like Ricky and Enrique. It was like Backstreet and NSYNC. It was just like they were, what was it? Brittany and Christina. It was all out there. We were all like fighting for the thrones, and it was all great, friendly competition. And I just remember the two of them were like on the top of my list as well. And Enrique just was a heartthrob looking, guy with a little there, which was like, he was just like, the women just loved. And once again, I was trying to fit in with that crowd somehow.
Well, the fourth one you gave us is I Need to Know by Mark Anthony.
Yes. Mark Anthony is a great guy. I had the honor and privilege of going to his second wedding in Puerto Rico with Dayanara. And he is somebody that I met in the Bahamas years ago. We were working on the writing of In a World Like This. I don't know, is it In a World Like This? It was right after Black and Blue. Oh, no.
Never gone.
Yes, you're right. It was Black and Blue. Thank you, Jen. And Jade. Thank you. So yes, it was Black and Blue. That's what I meant to say. He was there. He actually opened up for Gloria Estefan at the famous Atlantis Hotel, whatever. And then we connected that night and hung out. And he was just such a great guy. And I've always felt like he's that true Latin crooner. Like those vocal cords of his are just unbelievable, undeniable. Like really Latin salsa merengue, all that stuff.
Love it. The last one you gave us was I Like It Like That by Tito Nieves.
Yes, Tito Nieves. He had a song that was so great. It was called I Like It Like That. And I just remember he lived in Orlando around the same time. And I went to a Mark Anthony concert, and the two of us came up on stage with Mark and sang I Need to Know back in the Orlando Arena back in, my goodness, 98, 99, somewhere around there. But Tito Nieves is an amazing artist. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his as well.
Okay. All right, switching gears here, we need to say thank you for bringing our favorite Howieism to Sphere. When you sing I Want It That Way live, you always say, put your fingers in the air. And everyone here, I'm sure, does it very
Do
enthusiastically.
you guys like it still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do you even need to ask? So, to anybody unfamiliar with its origin story, do you even remember the first time you did it? Like, how did this come to be such a thing?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's so organic. It's so
Yeah.
natural.
Well, because I know Nick always goes, 1, 2, 3. And then,
You sing.
Yeah.
You sing. We want him to sing next time.
I know he should sing. I sing that part.
We love
And I
it.
croon it out. He should be able to sing it too,
We
right?
Love it.
But yeah, no, I don't know how it came about. But I know I did it for a while there. And like most, I'm sure, boy band guys, there was a little testosterone. There was a little heckling here and there. And the guy's like, you shouldn't do that, man. And I'll never forget. I think when we did the interview
Yes.
and at Coa at the restaurant, I was contemplating taking it out because I didn't know if it was cool or not. And then you guys said, put it in, keep it in, keep it in.
Yes.
And then I think I saw you guys once again at another concert after that.
Yes.
You're like, you're gonna put your fingers in the air. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my fingers in the air. And now all the guys are doing it with me. They're putting their finger in the air because I think they realized I was onto something way ahead of
You
time.
are. It's a revolution. So, in honor of Put Your Fingers in the Air, we have a little game. We brought props. This is for you, Howie. A bedazzled foam finger. And we want you, audience, to also participate in this game. So here's how it works. We're going to share a series of hot takes. You may agree. You may not. But if you do agree with us, we want you to put your fingers in the air, okay? And Howie, you too. You put your finger in the air and tell us why you agree with us or why you don't.
Okay.
Tell us why. All right, we're going to get started. Get your fingers ready. Our first hot take. The best Backstreet Boys album is Never Gone.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Actually, that is my wife's favorite. She thinks there's so many cuts there that didn't get the proper time that should have been singles.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what's your pick? Halfway.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite? What do you think is the best?
Chapter
That's
1.
cheating. Chapter 1 hits.
That is actually that
cheating.
would be a good answer. That has all the hits right in one. It's true. That is tough.
You guys think Black and
Maybe
Blue?
Black and Blue. I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Audience loves Black and Blue.
I think Black and Blue. I had a chance to bring a lot of, not a lot, but definitely a handful of songs to the table that were on that record. So it has a special place for me. I met my wife on that tour. So yeah, I would say the Black and Blue. Yep.
All right. Great pick. Next one. The most criminally underrated song of Backstreet Boys' discography is Just Want You to Know.
Yeah.
Lots of fingers.
It's funny. My wife would say that too. And she says the video was so underrated.
So are you agreeing?
I agree. And you know what else I would personally say was I Still.
Oh, yeah.
I Still is definitely
Justin.
one that didn't get its proper time.
Okay, this next one's really controversial. So we all remember for the fourth single off Millennium, you guys turned to the people at TRL. You let us vote. Should it be the one, Don't Want You Back?
That was Nick's idea. He
Well,
messed it up.
so he called in. So the theory is that he swayed the audience vote so that the one became
did.
the single.
You guys know, true, right? You see, I see Oliver's head shaking.
We feel like it deserved to be a single, though. Put your fingers in the air if you agree the one should have been a single. Well,
Either that or what was the other one?
Don't
Was?
Want You Back.
Don't Want You Back.
what do you think, Howie? Is your finger in the air? Should it have been Don't Want You Back?
I think Don't Want You Back would have been cool to see what could have come out with a video for that.
The audience agrees.
I think it would have been like, to me, it would have been like the did all I have? I mean, did the call come out before that? Was that? I can't
This would have
remember.
been
the albums.
Millennium.
This would have been Millennium.
So this is
Oh, so it would have been a
pre-
prequel. Yeah, it would have been a prequel, like edgy video or something like that.
Leather.
Another Francis Lawrence. Yeah, more leather.
All right. For this next one, I better see every single one of your fingers in the air. If you want it to be good, girl, get yourself a bad boy. Should be added to the Sphere set list.
Seal those fingers, Howie.
I would be hard to agree on that one. You guys just like to see us be like fools up there when you guys answer.
We genuinely love the song.
Oh.
All right. The next one, Black and Blue, was Backstreet Boys' fashion peak. The long hair, the leather,
The black
and blue. You guys disagree? Okay, tell us, what do you think the peak was? Millennium?
in a row like this.
Today?
What do you think, Howie?
Today.
No.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Oh, right now.
Today? Oh, I thank you. Like, I like to say we're like Vino, we're getting better with time, right?
Love
Thank you guys very much. I'll give you the thumbs up on that.
All right, so we just have 2 more questions here, I think. Let's talk about the upcoming residency in Germany. What can we expect? How will it differ from the Sphere?
You got the wrong guy to give you the spill the beans. Because I can tell you it's going to be a great show. It's going to be very entertaining. You guys might recognize a couple songs in the show. And you'll get your money's worth.
Okay. Toy. Is that
No.
going?
Everyone going?
Yes.
Let's-
Amazing.
Well, obviously, you guys know it's a continuation of the millennium that we're celebrating together. We're going to celebrate that 25 years to the next 25 years going, if you guys will let us. But it's so you're gonna, I'm sure, recognize a lot of the songs in there. Like I said, we're gonna do something to try to top every time. We always try to top what we just did. So I think from the designs and the plans and the set list that I'm hearing going on, I think it's going to do that. So I encourage you to come out.
Stay tuned, everybody. All right, our last question. We noticed Backstreet Boys has been very intentional, is the word I'm going to use, with wording around upcoming Sphere shows. We see a lot of last shows of 2026, but never like last. Everyone's like, now. How long do you predict you'll be coming back to Sphere?
Forever.
We hope so. As long as.
I plead the fifth. I cannot tell you. I told you once again, you guys got the wrong guy to spill the beans.
Oh, well, Howie, we had the best time with you. Thank you so much for having us at Cafecito. Thank you for being such an amazing.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for making this special. Thank you guys for sticking around. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Howie.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Everyone who's listening to this, make sure to check out howied.net to get your tickets for upcoming Cafecito Con Howie events. It is so special, so worth it. The conversation in the room was really heartwarming and really special. So thank you
Thank
all.
you guys. You guys made it real special.
Stream
Put your fingers in the air. Make sure you're wearing deodorant too.